If you've ever actually wondered what happens in a listing appointment, let me pull back the curtain just a little bit. When I walk into a seller consultation, I'm not looking at how well you keep the house clean. I'm not asking how high can we sell this house for, or even, I hope I get the listing. I'm actually already thinking about selling your home. And I think about three things. And if we don't get these three things right, those other questions, they don't even matter. So, number one, what does the seller actually need? And I'm not talking about just price. Everybody thinks listing appointments are about price. They're not. Price is math. People aren't math. So the first thing I'm asking myself is, why are you moving? What's the timeline? What keeps you up at night about this? What would make this feel like a win? Because one seller needs top dollar at all cost. Another needs certainty. Another needs flexibility. Another needs this to be as low drama and emotionally manageable for them. And those are not the same strategy. If someone is relocating for a job, that's one plan. If someone is downsizing after 30 years in the house in which they raised their babies, that's another plan. I want to know, do we need a quick close? Do we need a lease back? Are we buying contingent on the sale? Are we concerned about showings and scheduling them? Is there enough equity in the home to make selling even worthwhile? Are we worried about repairs? Before we ever talk numbers, I'm building the strategy around the person, because this isn't just a transaction, it's a transition. And if we don't get the human part right, the house part doesn't matter. Point number two, will this home sell in the condition that it's in? What does it need? Now, here is where we get practical, and I love this part. I'm walking through the house and I'm asking one very honest question. If I were the buyer in this price range today, how would this land? Matter of fact, here's a side note for my sellers. Ask every agent that you interview, what would you buy this house for today? Little side note. Now, why do I say today? Because 5 years ago, it was a different market. In 2021, when everything sold in 12 minutes, that was a different market. Today is today's market. It's neither good or bad. It just is. Today's buyer has options, and buyers are going to compare. They're scrolling. They're touring. They're stacking your house up against the others before they ever step foot in it. So we look at condition, updates, deferred maintenance, two ugliest words in real estate, I think. Smells, yes, I said it. Flooring, roof, paint, landscaping, lighting, curb appeal. All of that matters. And I'm not there to criticize your home. I am there to protect your investment, and there is a difference. If the house needs a roof, we talk about it. If it needs a fence, we're going to discuss that. If the carpet has seen better days, we talk about it. Because overpricing a house that needs work doesn't magically make buyers ignore the work. It just makes the listing sit. Sometimes the strategy is fix it before listing. Sometimes it's price it accordingly and offer it as an opportunity. Sometimes it's offer concessions instead of doing the work, also giving buyers more options. But we decide that intentionally ahead of time. I tell my sellers, we're either paying now in preparation or you're paying later in negotiations. You don't get to skip the bill. And my job is to help you choose the version that makes the most sense for your situation. Part number 3. What does the seller need to do to mentally prepare for this sale? This one matters more than most people think about. Every market has friction, and part of my job is to say the quiet part out loud before surprises hit you. So I ask, are you ready for feedback? Are you ready for buyers to critique your decorating? Because they will. Are you ready for inspection findings? Are you ready for appraisal realities? Are you ready for a buyer asking for closing costs? Because here's the truth. Even strong sales have moments of tension. Inspection reports look dramatic. Buyers can ask for more than feels reasonable. Appraisals can come in tight. Showings are inconvenient, I promise you. If you have a party planned, somebody wants to look at it in the middle of your party. I don't know why. It just happens. And if a seller isn't mentally prepared for every little bump, it's going to feel like a crisis. So I walk through the pros and the cons of these specific situations. For example, pros. Is your house in a desirable neighborhood? Strong price point, updated kitchen. Everybody loves those. Cons. Maybe you're on a busy road. It's in a flood zone. It's an older roof. You're in a highly competitive price bracket. Buyers, maybe they want some rate buy downs. We don't ignore the cons, we plan around them. Hope isn't a strategy, preparation is. And when sellers understand the full picture ahead of time and decisions are already planned and discussed and the what ifs, that will keep everyone calm. And at the end of the day, you're not just hiring an agent to sell your house, you're hiring an agent to lead you through the market. This is usually someone's largest financial asset. It's allowed to feel big. So, bringing it all together, when I leave a listing appointment, here's what I want. The seller feels heard. We have a pricing strategy based on data. We have a condition plan. We've discussed negotiation reality, and we have aligned our expectations. The worst thing that can happen in a listing isn't that it doesn't sell. Okay, that really does hurt my pride. But it's not the worst thing. The worst thing that can happen is misalignment in goals, and clarity prevents this misalignment. And clarity is kindness. If you're thinking about selling, even if it's 6 months or a year from now, let's go ahead and have the strategy discussion. Not because I'm eager to go throw a sign in your yard, but because the sooner we start discussing it, the more options you have. Selling isn't luck, it's alignment, it's preparation, and an honest plan. And that's exactly how I approach each listing appointment. I'm Charity Daniels, and I'm with the Daniels team, and I really do hope I can help you in the future. Have a great day.